Hello everybody, and thanks for everybody's enthusiasm with these videos. I'm having fun doing it this way because it allows me to be more off the cuff and kind of in the moment as I do these card readings. So I really appreciate people's enthusiasm, and let me know if you have other ideas about what you'd like me to try for these weekly guidance readings. Always open to trying anything. But basically, when I set up my intention to pull cards or crystals or essential oils or whatever for the week, your teams all know, like this week they wanted 3 cards, and I asked, do you want me to pair them with some crystals? Do you want me to pair them with some essential oils? Because that can help to give more information. And I was getting a very clear no with my dowsing tools. So I just want to put that out there that they pretty much know exactly how they want this to go. And I follow that guidance because it's for all of our best and highest good. So this week, the intention I set before pulling cards or even choosing decks with all of your divine teams was that we have a super full moon tonight, the 29th of August, and this full moon energy is going to be with us for a number of days to come. And this is the first of the 3 super moons in 2015, and that is when the moon is closer to the Earth. The closest of those 3 moons is going to be the one at the end of September, so that will be interesting when that comes around. Now, I am not a trained astrologer, but I am fascinated by astrology, and I really see how it impacts my life. So I do pay attention to the moon phases, and I love studying the different signs and how that, I look at my natal birth chart and see how that impacts in my life. So in pulling the cards, the intention was, how can you use this full moon energy that we're experiencing tonight and that's going to carry over into the week for your highest good? And that's what these cards are going to point to. The full moon is in Pisces, which is my sign. Very intuitive, very, very sensitive. Water sign, very emotional. Very comfortable kind of in the other realms, and deeply in the closer you get to emotion, the closer, the happier a Pisces is, I swear. So the moon is sitting in Pisces. Neptune, its ruler, is in Pisces, so that really kicks up the energy, and Neptune's going to be there for a while. So opposite, the sun is in the sign, the earth sign of Virgo, which is very detail-oriented, earthly tasks, checking things off the list. So we're kind of being called to look at those two somewhat extremes, really. That Pisces where, ooh, I just, want to float around like a feather, versus that Virgo energy, which is much more detailed and wanting to accomplish things and get things done and be very organized and achieve. So we're struggling with that with this full moon, and the full moon energy overall illuminates whatever the sign that it's in versus where the sun is at. So that whole issue of inviting in the intuitive part of yourself and getting closer to your spiritual side in combination with the here and now and getting it done and checking things off the list. And those can be at odds at times. They certainly are in my life. So so that's kind of a full moon overview. Even though I am not an astrologer, that's my understanding of it. Much more online that you can find for free on YouTube with that. So for those who picked the Flower Therapy deck by Doreen Virtue, this was the card. And there's always no question on the card that wants to come out. I verify it with my dowsing. It is financial healing, the yellow lily. And on the bottom of this it says, your money struggles are a thing of the past. Be open to all avenues to receiving, and you'll be provided for in every way. So considering the full moon energy, those that picked this card, I think that you can really take advantage of inviting those energies from the full moon into your life to allow you to kind of let go of that Virgo-like nature to always be so exacting and getting it right, and I have to have this money here and it needs to go like that, and it's very detailed and it's very controlling in many ways. The more that you can kind of step back and stop holding on so tightly with white knuckles to things having to do with money in your life, the faster that things are going to start flowing more easily overall. So that's what I'm getting for that, is that you may be holding on to certain aspects of your finances a little too tightly. And this struggle between the Virgo and the Pisces energy is wanting you to kind of let loose and allow things to flow more easily. And as you do, and you stop worrying about every little detail, instead trust that everything is going to work out. This is a giving, loving universe, truly. It is. And when you stop worrying and expecting that bad things are going to happen, then that energy will stop. If you start expecting the best and knowing that the universe is going to bring amazing abundance your way in ways that you can't even imagine, it will. So I'm just encouraging you to kind of let go of the reins a little bit, at least loosen up on them a little, and see how this full moon energy can really bring in a new level of abundance that you might not have thought possible. So that's what I'm getting on that. For those that chose the Way of the Horse deck card here by Linda Kohanov, you received my very favorite card in the whole deck. I love this card. This is called Sky of Mind. And basically, for those that follow Law of Attraction, this is the Law of Attraction card, basically. It's, if you choose to see blue skies, you will. And can you see how this kind of goes with that other card? Kind of the theme continues. But it could be in other parts of your life besides finances. It could be in relationships. It could be with work. It could be about parts of yourself that you haven't been accepting. That as we let go a little bit of that Virgo tendency to be very scheduled, very rigid, quite hard on ourselves at times, and allow that spiritual nature that is innate within all of us, allow that to come out, and allow yourself to have some quiet moments, and allow yourself to just be. I mean, this is why I love working with horses, because it's back to grazing all the time. I mean, they just have this ability to deal with what's in the moment, and then they just go back to this place where they're under those blue skies, and they're really not worried. They're just living out their life. And so you're kind of being encouraged, if you chose this card, to think about those blue skies and to know that the storms may come, but they pass. And again, the sun comes up the next day, and you have every ability to have a blue sky day. And even if you're having a cloudy day, it's all in your perception of how you see it. The thing with this card is that the horse has a blue eye. And so it shows that alignment that inner alignment, that is symbolism for me, that it's alignment within the being of no matter what's going on in the sky, no matter what's going on in life, you're always able to see a blue sky day. Somehow, some way. They can be very little things, very small components, but that's kind of what I get every time that I pick this card up, is the ability to see a blue sky day and to allow yourself to feel that way and to know that it's okay to be feeling good about life, even if everybody else around you is complaining about the weather or any number of things. I can honestly say in my development, I don't really pay attention to the weather that much, and I'm really not that bothered by it, because every day brings something new, and I'm open to whatever comes, really. There's not much I can do to impact it or to change it, so I might as well flow with it and see it as a blue sky day no matter what. So that's kind of energy to just keep in mind, is can you make it a blue sky day for yourself no matter what? All right, then the final card is from the Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides deck by Stephen Farmer. These are great cards, by the way, if you ever want to try a deck, because they've got nice little sayings on the bottom, and the feel of them is really nice. They've got ridges on them. So this is Goose that came up. And I can't say that I pull this card very often. Take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. So the theme keeps going. And when we think about the Virgo versus the Pisces energy, you're really being encouraged to embrace more of that Pisces energy of kind of floating with things versus being very, very detailed. I get the sense overall, because September is going to be power-packed. I'm going to keep talking about that as I learn more. And we have a lunar eclipse, a solar eclipse. There's another supermoon at the end of September. And again, I don't even know all of the astrological aspects, but I know September's big, and I felt that energy myself. So I feel like this beginning week coming into September is going to be right out of the chute, and you're being encouraged to just flow with it. And people might be a little heightened, because full moon energy can make people a little crazy. It can make things a little nutty. So to me, this card, if you picked this one, you're really being encouraged to just go with the flow a little bit, to not be so taskmaster-ish, and not be so driven that you forget quiet moments, you forget just having that quiet time to yourself in the morning, spending time with your family, eating together at the table. Kids are going back to school, getting back in a routine that's not go, 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 go all the time. It's a little bit more mild-mannered. So kind of your team is kind of encouraging you to move in that direction a little bit this week. That's how that full moon energy can help you, is just to be a little easier with yourself and not quite cracking the whip on everything. Kind of lighten up just a bit. So I hope that's helpful. You can see how all those messages really are pretty aligned. The first one definitely had to do with finances, but they're all, I totally believe in making my readings as uplifting as possible, and so that will continue to be my focus for you, to bring out good vibrations in whatever part of life you need it most. So until next week, thank you and have a great week.